Holy sweet bejesus, audience. The Oscars are so important. They might be the single most important thing to ever happen on the face of the planet, ever. And that's every year. There's nothing I love more than people spending hours critiquing the certain cut Scarlett Johansson had on her dress. All right, let me give you my recap of the Oscars. I didn't watch the Oscars because I hate any award show. If there were ever a situation where the Oscars were on my television, quickly call the police and an ambulance. I must be having a seizure and hit the remote. Just please get to me before I hit it again and change it to Fox News. Instead of watching Hollywood sniff their own farts for a couple hours, I check Twitter periodically to see when famous people made poor decisions. Unfortunately, the poorest decision of the night came from a friend, not a foe. Some reckless tweeter at The Onion thought it would be funny to call 9-year-old Oscar nominee Quvenzhané Wallis, which is a hard name to say, the C word during Sunday's Oscars. Yeah, C word. The little girl is certainly not a C word. There are certain words that just make you cringe when you hear them, and I personally find that word icky. It just disappoints me that this came from The Onion. Come on, bros, you're making all of us who write jokes look bad. I looked up to you, Onion. Now this is how I feel.
Ron, why did you say that? Why? Why, Ron? What? You're my hero, Ron.
Garth,
You come out with stink like that? Poop. Poop mouth. Poop out of your mouth.
I expect fellow joke makers to know when they're crossing a line. You might be able to get away with that if you were the drunk uncle at a barbecue, but you still slur an apology through swigs of PBR because it's wrong to call a 9-year-old the C word. You know, I'm not scared to ruffle some feathers when I fire up the old joke machine, but there's a difference between edgy and inflammatory. Calling a 9-year-old the C word falls under the category of things you wouldn't do if you had common sense. So for the sake of exercise, I might as well let the Onion staff know a couple more things to avoid. Don't make a smoothie with gasoline. It won't taste good, and it's expensive. Have you seen the price of smoothies these days? Also, don't throw balloons of your own urine at police officers. They don't get paid enough as it is. Please don't make them go to the dry cleaners. You'd also be keen to avoid buying pets for your children that are already dead, or a grizzly bear. That one's actually more dangerous alive than dead, so you better be off killing it if it's around your children. You know, those Charmin bears might look cuddly, but they will do a number on an infant. All right, I think we get the point. My main beef is there were jokes to be made that didn't involve offending the entire human race. One example, Wallace got nominated as a 9-year-old, yet Dax Shepard's talents continue to go unrecognized. Come back after the break because the Daily Reveille's Allison Gaharon stops by to discuss Bobby Jindal's plan for higher education. Spoiler alert, he's a big meanie and he can't come to my birthday party.